Hi guys, here we are with a all new chapter, completing sentences. Um, you may not have done this in detail during your 10th or 12th, but this is a very interesting topic that we are going to discuss today, and it keeps your brain ticking with your imagination. Like how we complete our sentences is purely on our imaginative skills. And a small tip for you guys, because young minds, you can think various things, out of the box, and your thinking goes haywire with wild imaginations. So one thumb rule is, see that you're going to be using only positive sentences. Okay, that makes a huge impact on the examiner who's going to review your sentences. So keep in mind that whatever sentences we are giving, let it be more of a positive vibe, right? So keeping this in mind, let's see for the rules what all these completing sentences are. Not to scare you, but just to tell you or keep you alert. In all, we have around 40 rules to go through, and I would advise, there's nothing to get worried or nothing to get scared. Who's going to learn all these 40 rules and how we are going to do in exam? See, this is just for your basic understanding or clear understanding of how grammatically the sentences are constructed for your easy understanding and creating a new sentence, right? So I would definitely say, don't take it too much hard. You don't have to understand it grammatically so well, but keep it casual and try to just understand the crux of sentence construction. If the part of a sentence is given to you, the beginning of a sentence is given to you, you can end it up, or you can continue with any of a meaningful sentence which gives a more perfect it completes the sentence more meaningfully. That is all is required. Okay, so there your examiner is not going to check every word by word whether it is grammatically correct, whether this verb is added, this to is added, whether this personal object is added or for is added. They are not going to do plus minus and operate your sentence to find out if it is grammatically correct. But when you read, there should be a continuity and it should give a complete sentence. So keep this in mind. So but since it is this particular chapter is there in our syllabus, we have to go through all the rules. That is my duty, so that's the reason I'm doing. But remember the rule is, you are given half part of a sentence and you need to fill up the remaining part of the sentences, which gives a meaningful sense and complete sense to the sentence, and preferably using a positive vibe, right? So let's see here. So it is very essential to complete a sentence to give complete meaning of the sentence. There are certain rules that have to be followed for completing a sentence. So let's see how grammatically it has to be correct. So if suppose a sentence is beginning with say it is time for, okay, and you are left blank. After time for, the sentence is left blank for you all to fill. Use your wildest imagination and just fill it up. Okay, but see that when after for, definitely it is time for, you have to have a pronoun. Okay, you can use he, she, him, her, us, them, all the pronouns that when we did our previous chapters, right? Start with a pronoun, so you will be easily able to complete the sentence meaningfully. Okay, it is time for us to attack the enemy. It is time for them to start the work. Okay, so the moment you use the pronoun, automatically you will have to be, you have to have the letter to give a meaningful sentence. Okay, that's the clue. That's the actual clue to make your sentence construction much more easier. In another instance, we'll see it is time and you're using a subject. Let's see here. And when you use a subject here, it is like we or they, not necessarily that you're going to be having the letter to there. So in the first instance, we saw for, and that's the reason that to has to be there, to, and before to you're going to be having the pronouns. Whereas when you have the sentence it is time, okay, there's a mistake there. It is not it is the time. It is time we went home. It is time they arrived, they earned their livelihood. Okay, so in these instances, just after that the beginning of a sentence, it is time, see that you are starting your blank with a pronoun. So that will help you out in completing or giving a complete meaningful sentence for this. Yeah, rule 3, your sentence is given with present indefinite. Again, I'm not going to use all these grammatical jargons to confuse you all. Let's keep it very simple. He tells the story as if. Okay, the sentence may have as if or as though, and obviously you're going to complete that by adding a pronoun. He tells the story as if he knew it. Okay, he runs fast as though he were a madman. So see that after that as if or as though, you start the sentence or you start the blank by using a pronoun which is there indicated in the beginning of the sentence. If it is he, obviously you have to use he. If you're talking about she, so obviously you're going to be using she. And the next example, rule number 4. So rule number 3, we have one more. They donate money as if they were rich men. Okay, so talking about they, so keep the same they in the remaining part of the sentence to complete it. Going to rule number 4. If your sentence is incomplete after using as if, he told the story as if he had known it. Okay, you can use past perfect here also, and the previous example we saw how we can use past indefinite, that is there is no completion for that. And another example, she proceeded as though I had not spoken. So here you are using past perfect, that is the action that has been completed in the past. Rule number 5, if plus present indefinite, future indefinite tense. So see that if you have a sentence with as if it rains, you're going to again start with a pronoun and use the word shall. Okay, and the second instance is also if he wants, start the blank with the pronoun and use the letter shall to give a meaningful sentence. One more for you, if you play in the rain, you shall catch cold. Okay, so in all the 3 instances we saw V, I, U after the actual blank, and using the word shall you can give a beautiful meaningful sentence. Rule number 6. So we have seen if the sentence starts with if he came, obviously keep the general rule, if he came, see, the general rule is you have to start the blank with a pronoun, and accordingly you have to use the word here. The word that you are supposed to be using here is would, W-O-U-L-D, or could, C-O-U-L-D. So automatically if you use that, the remaining part of the sentence is going to come to you very naturally. If he came, I would go. If they wanted, he would help him. If I had a typewriter, I would type the letter. Okay, let's see the rule number 7. If I had seen him, I could have, or you can use I would have, and complete the sentence by using past participle form, that is the action that has been completed. So we saw in the rule, if he had come, I would go. If they wanted, he would help him. So see that basic rule is to begin the sentence you always use a pronoun, and use the pronoun relevant to the sentence. If in the sentence first part of the sentence it is talking about she, try using the she in the later part of the sentence as well. And if we are using him, see that using I, see that the same I is repeated in the later part of the sentence to give a meaningful sentence. So we saw in rule number 8, had I seen him, I would have given him the news. Had he wanted, they would have helped him. Had I possessed a vast property, I would have established a college. So accordingly you can use would have or could have, and as I said, naturally you will have the rest of the part of the sentence flowing to give a clear meaning. Rule number 9, I am rushing it through, see, because from exam point of view, I'm taking the class from the exam point of view because we don't want to waste much of our time on doing this, because since it is part of our subject, we are just covering it up in this pre-recorded video. If I were a king, just imagine, again you're going to start your sentence with I, and then you're going to be using could or would to complete the sentence. If I were a king, I could help the poor. If I were you, I would not do this. Same thing comes to the rule number 10. If the sentence is starting with present or future indefinite tense, that is you can go to sleep when you have taken your dinner, that is there's a condition there. Okay, You will return me the book after you have finished reading it. You will swim after he will swim after he has changed his dress. So there is a condition while using the letter when or after. You give another instance or another situation for completing the sentence in a meaningful manner. Rule number 11, it says about would, or it talks about wish. Yeah, would they or I wish. Let's say I wish I were a king. Yeah, would that he were alive today. Yeah. Rule number 12, would you mind. So let's start, suppose you're beginning a sentence starts with would you mind. It's a request. Taking a cup of tea. You can write any kind of request that you generally make in your day-to-day life, but see that you having a question mark in completing it. Okay, because since it's a polite request. Would you mind opening the door for me? Yeah. And rule number 13, it is time. So when you beginning when your sentence stops at it is time, definitely you have to start with the letter to give a meaningful sentence. It is time to start the work. It is time to leave the place. Okay, anything of that kind. Rule number 14, when you are having sentences with so much and so many, let's see what is the rule here. We have to start the sentence by using that. You have so much intelligence that you can get a job. There are so many problems that I cannot solve them. Yes, you have so much money that you can buy a ticket. Rule number 15, the beginning of a sentence is with to, T-O-O. The man is too old to work. Here when you have the letter to in the sentence, see your blank should start with the letter T-O. You are too short to touch the roof. He is too dishonest to speak the truth. And rule number 16, it says, like, if you have a sentence starting with to and which is having an adjective or adverb followed by that, you need to start your sentence with for, F-O-R. The load is too heavy for me to carry. The problem was too hard for them to solve. It is too interesting for us to overlook. Rule number 17, it's the same thing. We have the sentence with so, and then we have adjective or adverb, and then you begin the sentence by adding that, T-H-A-T. The man was so ill that he could not move. Many farmers are so poor that they cannot cultivate their land. See that in both instances we are using a negative word, could not or cannot. One more sentence for you. The sailors' throats were so dry that they could not speak. Rule number 18, if you have a sentence with so that, how will you construct the remaining part of the sentence? The boy reads more so that he can make a good result. We eat food so that we can get strength. He works hard so that he can earn more money. And if you have sentences with in order that, okay, in order that, he went to a shop in order that he could sell his shirt. So see that you are using the same pronoun to complete the remaining sentence. In all the instances we see, the first sentence is he, second sentence is I, and the third sentence is they. We are using the same pronoun to complete the rest of the part of the sentence. I saved some money in order that I could buy some books. They came to me in order that they could see me personally. Rule number 20, you have the word lest to be used, and in that instances what you're going to do in the remaining part. So you're going to, the same rule follows. You're going to start with a pronoun. He ran away lest he should be seen. These are lest is something which indicates what you call taking risk or escape. Please do your work lest you will fail in the exam. Okay, those kind of instances you can use. Read diligently lest you should fail in the examination. He walked fast lest he should reach school in time. So if you don't do this, this will happen. That's what the word lest is indicating here. Rule number 21, it talks about when you are having sentences with would, rather, what are you going to use? You're going to start the sentence with verb, okay, and than, T-H-A-N. So I would rather die than beg. I would rather drink. You're starting with all this while we have seen how we start the sentence with what you call pronoun. Now we are seeing how how the sentence starts with verb. He would rather drink tea than coffee. Next one, had better. If you have sentences with had better, I had better ring him at once. Again, you're going to start the sentence with a verb. And you had better leave the place. Leave is a verb, ring is a verb, again go is a verb. He had better go home. Rule number 23, he doesn't know how to play cricket. Okay, so we are going to use how plus to plus verb to make a meaningful sentence. They knew how to talk. Do you know how to drink tea? So rule number 24, without reading more you cannot pass. So you have a sentence beginning with without, and the remaining part of the sentence also you use another negative word to give a meaningful sentence. That is, you complete the sentence by giving meaningful negative sentence. Without reading more you cannot pass. Okay, so two negatives give a positive sentence. Without taking physical exercise we cannot keep our body fit. He will not be able to write well without writing much. Okay, so you can see two negatives in the same sentence. The minus and minus comes to plus. Rule 25, you begin a sentence by the word by plus verb plus ing. You have to finish the sentence by using a meaningful affirmative sentence, that is a positive sentence. By reading more you can learn more. By drinking clean water you can keep your body fit. We can get power by eating rice and beans. This is vice versa. The sentence construction is the other way around, but the meaning, it falls in the same rule. Rule number 25. Rule number 26, you have words like provided, provided that, providing that, and you're going to complete with any of a meaningful sentence. I will agree to go provided that my expenses are paid. He will shine in life provided that he works hard. The plane will take off in time provided the weather is good. Rule number 27, if you have sentences with since, as, because, then how will you start the remaining part of the sentence? You're going to be using their many instances you'll be going to be using their pronoun. As he behaved rough he was punished. Everybody loves him because he is honest. Crops did not grow well since there was drought. Okay, rule number 28, if you have sentences with though, although, in spite of, despite of, your sentences will complete with a positive meaningful sentence. Not positive exactly, alternative meaningful sentences. Though he is poor he is honest. Okay, you have a little contradictory in this. In spite of his poverty he helps the poor. Although he is rich he does not help the poor. Just the opposite contradictory sentences, alternatives to give a meaningful sentence has to be used here. Rule number 29, if your sentences has unless you read attentively, you're going to complete the sentence by using positive sentence, affirmative sentence. Unless you read attentively you will fail. If you do not start at once you miss the train. Rule number 30, when you have letters like instead of, in lieu of, you complete the sentence with meaningful word or sentence. There is no hard and fast rule for this. Instead of history he took logic. The boy bought pen instead of pencil. He ate fish in lieu of meat. Rule number 31, because of, on account of, owing to, due to, these are all meaningful words or sentences. You can complete by that. Everybody loves him because of his honesty. On account of his illness he could not go to the college. The writer dared no drive due to fog. Rule number 32, when you have sentences no sooner than, scarcely had when, hardly had when, so we are going to use these kind of past indefinite tenses to complete it. No sooner had I gone out than he came. Scarcely had he reached the station when the train left. Hardly had he reached the college when the examination began. Rule number 35, we have letters like let alone. He cannot pass in third division, let alone first division. Okay, so meaningful word or phrases. He cannot swim. He cannot swim 1 kilometer, let alone 10 kilometers. The old farmer cannot visit a small town, let alone a big town. Rule number 34. We have places and where, WHERE, and then it has to be completed with affirmative sentences. Jeshore is a place where he was born. Railway station is a place where trains stop. Paris is a city where UNESCO headquarters is. Okay, and when you have sentences with the, time, year, day, when, you have to complete the sentence by affirmative sentence. Saturday is the day when the week begins. 1971 is the year when Bangladesh became independent. 10 p.m. is the time when we go to bed. 36th rule, we have come. I know that, that is, you're using that. See that what you use to complete the meaningful sentence. I know that he is a doctor. He knows that my address is Jeshore. It's a freelancing. Just give meaningful sentence. There is no rule attached to this. Rule 37, you have words like feel, suppose, imagine, discover, know, judge, assume. You're going to be using to be to begin your sentence with a adjective. We assumed him to be innocent. He was judged to be guilty. Rule number 38, as long as plus meaningful sentence. Wait here as long as it rains. Okay, as long as, in the sense you can give any meaning sentence. Yeah, the previous rule number 37, one more sentence. I know him to be honest. Allah will help us as long as our aim is honest. The last two rules. Rule number 39, wait until, and it has to be completed with a affirmative sentence. Wait until I come back. Mother will be nursing him till he comes around. In case plus meaningful sentence. There is no hard fast rule. It is just a freelancing sentence or meaningful sentence that you can complete with. I will come tomorrow in case he wants me. I want to stay home in case he comes. Okay, so that's what I need to tell you guys. So remember that. So ultimately the rule is, whatever you are using, see that your sentence is has a meaningful sentence. I mean, grammatically you don't have to go nitty-gritty of it for completing the sentence. See that it comes by flow, and how it comes by flow is only through practice. And once again I keep saying that keep yourself exposed to more of English, read English, write English, listen to English, and keep practicing English. That is how your completing of sentences will come out very naturally when during your exams. And the only shortcut for this is just practice. Thank you guys.